What is up, my peeps? It's your boy John B here, and I'm back with another episode review from the new adventures of Winnie the Pooh. As per your request, think about a way to for your votes. The episode I'm going to review today would be Cloud, Cloud Go Away, and this happens to be a Tigger focused episode as well too. So without further ado, let's get right to the review. We begin the episode with Tigger and Pooh hanging out together in 100 Acre Wood. I guess it seems to be like a green grass area or something like that. And Tigger is just doing just what Tiggers do best, just bounce around a lot. I think Pooh tries to do the same thing too, but kind of sucks at it sort of. And then Tigger just tells Pooh that maybe bouncing is just not meant for everyone, just meant for Tiggers more so. And it's kind of taking this bounce out of Pooh's step, but Pooh agrees, pretty much. And there's a big tree that Tigger's planning to jump over if he's never done before. As he's getting ready to make the big jump over the tree, a cloud comes out of nowhere and actually blocks Tigger from trying to jump the cloud, casting a shadow over it. And this kind of just gets Tigger confused at first as to what's going on here. And then Pooh tells him that there's a cloud over his head. And then Tigger gets very angry about the cloud covering over his spot because he can't really see the distance up to the tree. And he tells the cloud to just go away and get out, he's blocking the sunlight. And the cloud doesn't budge. Tigger gets so angry that he actually throws a rock at the cloud and says this: "Amps Gray, and don't show your furry face around here ever again." I didn't know clouds had faces. But thinking that Tigger has won the battle with the cloud, he decides to go for the jumping up the tree once more. But the cloud is not far behind. As a matter of fact, this cloud pretty much stalks Tigger every single part of this episode. It's crazy. So he goes to try to jump up at one point, and the cloud is right there to catch him. And at first I kind of thought that, oh man, the cloud just ate Tigger. No, but the cloud just spits him out back down to the ground. And there's another scene when Tigger gets very angry, telling him to just go away and stuff. And then the cloud just turns, oh look, it's LSP from Adventure Time. LSP, Lovely Space Princess. No, it's just a cloud though. But the cloud turns dark, and I guess this kind of just upsets the cloud to a point where it just kind of just spouts water over Tigger. And at first, I had no idea what to think about this part here. Was the cloud really trying to just mess with Tigger by just pouring water over him just as a revenge tactic, or was it really crying at some point? It's never really clear as to what that was all about. But hating to be rained on so much, Tigger decides to move out of the way, and you think that this would actually work, right? Nope. The cloud just follows Tigger and continues to pour water over him. Tigger asks Pooh about why is this cloud having such a, nasty fit pouring water over Tigger. And Pooh says something like, maybe the cloud doesn't like wet bears. And then Tigger responds, well, I don't like wet clouds, and bounces away with the cloud still over him in hot pursuit. It's not really clear as to how many days this cloud stalks Tigger, but I'm going to assume that it's been with Tigger for a good long while. And he goes over to Rabbit's garden one day, and Rabbit notices that he has the cloud over his head as he sees, or rather feels, rain falling onto himself, but doesn't really see a cloud in the sky except just the one over Tigger's head. So now Tigger is sporting a rain slicker and galoshes because now the rain is just getting to be too much for him to handle. And then he actually pretty much kind of begs Rabbit, my bad, slip of the tongue. He begs Rabbit to find some kind of way to help him get rid of the cloud. And at one point, he starts feeling sorry for himself about how this cloud just kind of made his life miserable. And he says something about that he's like a fountain right now because the cloud is just spilling all water over him nonstop. And this gives Rabbit a huge brainstorm. And I'm going to really say this too. You say whatever you want about this part as well. But in any case, this is probably the only time when, after all the times that Tigger has bounced Rabbit, and all the times that Tigger's plans to help Rabbit have backfired, Rabbit takes this opportunity to actually extract revenge on Tigger, and he does so. He actually gets Tigger to go around to some parts of his garden that need watering, and then Tigger at one point says that he feels like a literal watering can, which that you do, Tigger, that you do. And Tigger was just kind of just pissed off about the whole thing about just, being led around with the cloud over him to kind of just water Rabbit's garden. And this goes on for a little bit longer, and then, Tigger just gets very upset about having to do that at his expense to just help Rabbit. Like, at least the cloud's helping. At least the cloud's making someone happy. Too bad it has to be Rabbit, and that's what he says. And as Rabbit just dismisses Tigger from his duty, in a sense, Tigger says, going back home, rain, rain, go away, come again on some other guy. That's hilarious. The next scene, we happen to have Tigger that's disguised as an apple hanging in a tree, and then Pooh comes over, and then he sees the apple too, but he's thinking to himself that it's that's the biggest apple he's ever seen on a tree, and then he tries to, he gets the hunger pangs for it, as of course Pooh Bears do, but for honey more so, but not for apples. But then he assumes he's trying to climb the tree to get to the apple, and he notices the apple was falling or being nudged a little bit off the branch. He figures that the the apple was trying to fall towards him to make it easier for him to grab. And also, at some point too, he thought there was honey inside the apple as well. That's kind of weird. Until he sees Tigger pop out of the apple and then says that he's trying to be in its disguise to try to fool the cloud. And Pooh's disappointed. But, Tigger tells him that he's sorry for, leading him astray, but he wants Pooh to kind of like, go away at some point so that way the cloud doesn't get suspicious. So Pooh tries to do his best to say his piece about that it's just him there, but the cloud is not dumb. Not at all. Soon after, Tigger hanging in the tree in the apple suit sees like little flakes of snow falling on his nose and tastes it, and then he sees a huge amount of snow falling onto him, and he looks up and it's a cloud emitting snow from itself, and this causes the snow to make enough weight to make the apple come off the branch and fall to the ground. And Tigger says that, well, I'm guessing he suspects I'm here, and before he gets covered in snow. Yep, he knows you're here, Tigger. A little while later, he goes back to his house, and he fortifies his door so much to the point that he thinks that Cloud won't be able to get in. He does everything from like this, nailing a lot of beams to it to make like an X or like a firework spark symbol, and has a prison gate. Where you get the dang prison gate from, Tigger? This is crazy. And just, has everything under lock and key and chain. It's hilarious if you see the episode yourself, but that's what he does. But thinking he's outsmarted the Cloud, he decides to take the time to be to himself and goes to bed in his drawer that's as a bed, actually. But soon after, the Cloud comes in through the fireplace or furnace or whatever you want to call it, and then he kind of just rains on Tigger. And funny thing is that it makes enough water to come into the drawer, and then and then Tigger just comes crashing off the drawer and onto the floor, and he's wondering when is he gonna ever get rid of this Cloud, because it's just getting on his nerves now. So at some point, we go to Pooh and Piglet, and they knock at the door, and Pooh opens the door, and he sees Tigger not wearing the rain suit anymore for some odd reason, and the Cloud, of course, is still raining on him, literally. And he tells Pooh and Piglet that he has a plan to try to get rid of the Cloud. So he plans to have Pooh and Piglet, we see another scene here, wearing Tigger costumes and pretend to be like Tigger. Pig was supposed to be on a pogo stick trying to bounce, while Pooh has a spring attached to his butt and just kind of like bounces with him just going face up, like flat vertically. And the Cloud just for some reason doesn't appear with him in this scene until like a little bit later. And then when we get to the point where the Pooh and Piglet are in Tigger costumes, this Cloud just kind of zooms up to try to get Tigger, and then sees Pooh and Piglet, but not quite sure as to what to make of it though, because there are two Tiggers according to what this Cloud thinks. Well, this gives Tigger enough time to take a rope and actually lasso it in, but this causes the Cloud to just get so pissed and just gets darker and darker and larger, up to a point where now it starts to emit lightning bolts and just fries just any kind of thing in sight The rope that Tigger had tried to catch the cloud with, which I'm surprised he was able to do that. Cloud just zapped the rope with a lightning bolt, just frying it to bits. Just nothing more. And then they try to hide from the cloud, and they go to a log trying to hide from it too. And the cloud freaking sees that as well too. And at some point, Pooh was asking, Pig was asking the guys, what they do now, because it seems like that they can't get away from this cloud. And then Tigger comes up with this very bad time joke to say, toast marshmallows. And that's until the cloud starts to emit thunder and lightning once more. And then Tigger just says, head for a log, which is a very bad idea because logs catch on fire during the middle of a thunderstorm and then lightning strikes it. But they try to run away into a hollow log that's long enough for them to all hide into. And then at the time that the cloud catches up with them, Tigger is just kind of wondering as to, what can he really do to get rid of this cloud? Just saying at some point that that being a Tigger is 3 times as worse because now he has to worry about this cloud always tailing him down. But this is right after Pooh says something about how that maybe the cloud seeing 3 Tiggers was too much for it. And running out of options, Pooh decides to suggest to Tigger maybe to just kind of talk to it. And Tigger is kind of like, it's a cloud, Pooh. How can you talk to a cloud? And at this time, the cloud hovers over the log with the 3 trapped inside as it continues to get bigger and much more dangerous. And Pooh suggests that maybe you should probably just apologize to it. And Tigger's acting like a little brat, talking about how it blocked the sun in the first place, though. But Pooh's trying to let him know that the cloud was just doing what clouds usually do. And then Piglet says this very obvious remark about, it sounds like doing a lot of thundering and lightning outside too. And then Pooh says that when he said those mean words to the cloud and then threw that rock at it, they hurt the cloud's feelings. And then Tigger's kind of like taken aback by this here and asks, you mean this whole thing is caused by a little thing like that? Hurting people's feelings is not a little thing, Tigger, but whatevs. And then Pooh says, you never know how sensitive a cloud could be, or something like that. And then with this in mind, Tigger decides to take Pooh's advice and actually talk to the cloud. And then as soon as Tigger comes out of the log, for some reason the lightning stops, which is a good thing good thing for Tigger's part. But it continues to still rain on Tigger though. And then Tigger tries to talk to him though, but the rain is starting to get to be on his nerves too much, and then actually just says like, could he stop raining while yelling it out though? But suddenly the cloud, it's still darkened, just stops raining. And then Tigger apologizes for shouting about that though too, and also for everything else that he had done before, as well as throwing that rock at it earlier too. And he said that he would never talk bad or disrespect any clouds ever again. And this causes the cloud to just be, he's listening to Tigger, and what was once very dark has now starting to shrink back to its normal size, and now it's a fluffy white little cloud once again. And Tigger wonders if the cloud will forgive him, and the cloud emits a beautiful rainbow coming out of itself. And it actually brings the rainbow close to Tigger to just know that, all is well right at this point. And Tigger climbs up the rainbow into the cloud, and they have like a very touching moment with Tigger just kind of, having fun inside the cloud too, or on the cloud. It's kind of a funny thing though, but this is a cartoon logic. What can you do? And then towards the end, they have Tigger and the cloud actually hug each other, which I thought was a very touching moment. I was really, touched by that when I originally saw it back then. And, now Tigger and the cloud are cool, and that's the end. This episode was really good, from start to finish. It has moments when you kind of was really hating Tigger at some point, because I know I kind of hate him at some point in this episode too, if we're talking so back to the cloud. And the episode tries to make you feel sorry for Tigger, but it was really Tigger's actions that made him go through the way he went through in the first place. And that thing with Rabbit, it was funny, just using him as a little watering can. And I'm not really sure if that was Rabbit's intention though, to get revenge on him for everything that, he had done to Rabbit, unintentionally though, but who knows. That could have been somewhat of it though. Episode was also a good message about how to, treat people's feelings with respect, and, of course, don't call names, and of course, don't throw rocks either, and just take time to understand people's emotions more, because people are very sensitive. In this case, this cloud was sensitive though, but in reality, people are very sensitive themselves too, and just saying the wrong thing sometimes can really bring out the worst in a person. And it's all about just trying to get things back to normal for things to go right again. So that's my review for Cloud Go Away. Hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, guys, leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want to do so. And I'm going to do the next review, next episode review, which I'm going to do in this next part of the video here, where you're going to see in about a few seconds. Until then, guys, this is John B here. Take care, and TTFN. Ta-ta for now.